So, my name's Thomas Moss.
Jake Mason.
Leah Cooper.
I'm 18 years of age.
18.
I am 21.
I'm a student filmmaker.
I am a cabin crew trainee.
And I am a student.
I identify as a gay man.
I identify myself as a cis gay male. So I identify as male. I know that's the sex that I was born as, and I am a gay male, so I'm into men.
I identify as bisexual.
I think I knew from like a really young age actually. I definitely knew when I was like 10, 11. I think that's the first sign I had, when I had a first crush on a boy in my school. And then I didn't really understand what the word gay meant, and that was probably when I was 13, 14, and then I sort of put the pieces together and was like, okay, I'm gay.
Well, I kind of noticed it when age 6 or 7. I mean, at the time even though I noticed it, didn't mean anything to me. I think when it came to my full attention was when puberty started, 12, 13.
That's a really good question. I knew that I was bi for quite a while. Probably when I was about 13, 14. Because before then I don't think I really knew what the sexualities like were, and I was a bit young. You know, it didn't really cross my mind. I was like, girls had like boyfriends or whatever, so like, you know, when you get like your primary school prom, you're expected like to have these guys, and I kind of thought they were kind of cute, but I've never been one of those to take much notice. I was more of a, yeah, let's go play, let's go do something crazy.
Well, for me, it was never telling someone. It was always people asking me, and I would always shrug it off, not answer the question, which was basically me saying I was gay. So sort of rumours went around school, but the first person I actually told I was gay, because my mum actually asked me, but my dad never asked me, never brought it up, but I actually told my dad, and my mum made me to when we were really drunk. And I woke up the next morning and I thought, does he remember?
I told my dog first because I read something on Instagram that if you told your dog first, all they can do is sit there and wag their tail, and it would be non-judgmental. But person-wise, I told one of my best friends first, and then the rest of my friends.
Oh, I don't know. Probably my mum, because she was like, I don't think I really told anybody. I was just like, yeah, I like girls as well. It was more of a, yeah, that's me. So, yeah, but it was probably my mum.
Probably that I'd lose respect, and I might lose some friends maybe, I don't know.
The rejection, and probably the hate that could come after it. So it wasn't as, you know, common in, you know, the school I went to. So I didn't want to be, you know, different, and I didn't want people to reject my, you know, opinion on myself.
Probably with my dad and grandparents, because they're quite old-fashioned. So I still don't really talk about it with my dad, but I wouldn't, if he like asked me or whatever, I wouldn't hide it. It's just me and my dad sweep everything under the rug. So if he was like talking to me about it, I'd be like, yeah. But I did say in the car once that I like girls as well, and he was kind of just a bit like, yeah. You know.
Yes, I believe so. My mum told her side of the family, and I think my dad told my side of the family. But actually, I have a gay cousin, and I have a gay second cousin. So it kind of spawns from my mum's family, I guess. My dad's side of the family, no one is gay. My stepmother and my stepsisters are very supportive. We talk about it sometimes, so it's nice.
Now, yes. Yeah, I told my nan. I got my mum to tell my nan because I really didn't want to tell her.
Yeah, my mum kind of sings it from the rooftops. Like, so I'll be like, at a family meal, and like, so we'll somehow get onto like people and their sexuality, and mum go, oh yeah, Leah's bi, and I'm like, Thanks, Mum. Just shouted. I don't think the table 34 needed to know as well.
Very positively, yeah.
When I told my parents, they were like kind of supportive. My mum was just like crying, was like, you could be whoever you want to be. And she was like really happy about it. My dad was obviously a little bit shocked because I think he just wanted, you know, a typical son into sports, all of that, and I just wasn't. But he came round in the end and now he's really supportive. Josh just didn't really know what the word meant when I told him. And then later on, he sort of, you know, some of his friends and people in his year came out and he was like, oh, my brother's gay too. And then I guess he just understands now.
On my mum's side, everyone's rather liberal and doesn't really care. It's just, I don't think people really know on my dad's side because I'm not that close with them. I don't really talk to them. But again, if I was having a conversation, my cousin knows because I was like, yeah, I like girls too. But again, it's more of it's just never really come up. It's never been a big deal in my family. Like, I've never felt like I have to go, I'm here and I'm queer, you know?
No, but I say that with gratefulness, because there's a lot of places in the world which it's not accepted and people can't be themselves. So yeah, doesn't mean everyone has to come out, but I'm glad I did, yeah.
In some cases, yes. I know I've told certain people and they've just instantly labelled me as their gay best friend. They've automatically just wanted to set me up with whatever other gay guy they know. And I don't know, I'm still just a person. Just, you know, treat me as you would treat anyone else.
Never. There was a time, obviously, like, I regretted telling this, like, one of my exes because he was like, no, you're not. That's probably the only time because, you know, I was a bit like, I didn't regret coming out, it was just I regretted telling him.
So 16 was the kind of big year, basically, yeah, 16. Yeah.
I was 13 years old. I was in year 9 when I came out.
Can't have been too long after I figured out myself.
I made a cake and wrote I'm gay on it in Smarties and then gave that to my parents.
So the story was actually that a friend was pestering me about stuff, you know, he wasn't a friend I grew up with younger, but because my oldest friends kind of, you know, knew and talked behind my back, but never confronted me about it. But this person confronted me about it, and he, when I didn't answer or shrugged it off, he told other people, and it went round the school. So it was a rumour. People did ask me in school, kept on shrugging it off, and then eventually, about when I was 16, one of my good friends told my mum, and my mum wasn't surprised, but she confronted me then, and then I had to tell her.
We were in the kitchen, I think, and we were just chatting, and I think we were chatting about, I don't know, I think there was just, well, it just came up, you know, like how things in conversations do. We were just talking about, like, it might have been in the news about, like, gay marriage or something like that, and I was like, yeah, I'm bisexual, and she's like, oh, really? Cool.
I don't know about the best, but the funniest reaction I got was when my two friends, I kind of brought it up after I came out, or maybe before I came out, I can't remember, fully come out, but when it was a kind of open secret, I talked to them about it, and they say, yeah, we knew you were playing for the other side of the team for years. So that was a funny one, yeah.
I think probably from all of my friends, I think it was like very comforting and, you know, welcoming, and I didn't feel, you know, upset to explain myself. I didn't feel like I had to explain myself, they just all knew. I remember when I came in and we were in assembly and I had the cake on my lap, covered, and one of my friends literally looked at me and goes, are you gay? And she just knew that I was coming out that day, and I was like, yeah.
It's probably what I get from, like, just people random, like, because I have a boyfriend or whatever, people, like, go, really? Like, quite high-pitched, and it just makes me giggle every time.
It came to my full attention. So it was now, from the age of 12 all the way up to 15, it was always in the back of my mind, and it was almost a plague that you had a paranoia that what's going to happen with this secret, when's it going to come out, and what's it going to do, and how will it affect my life? Will I always, will nobody know for the rest of my life? You know, will I be lonely for the rest of my life?
Probably not that long ago, actually. I think when I came out, I was still exploring myself of how I can, you know, share the way that I've identified as. And it wasn't until probably at start of college that I was like, I know I'd rather be like this instead of how everyone would want me to be. I was very camp and very over-expressive with my sexuality, and I didn't really want to be like that, but I felt like I sort of had to, because that's what everyone's gay best friend, you know, should be. And it wasn't until I found like a good clique of friends that I was like, I can just act the way I want, they don't care, you know.
Proper figured out, and I was like, yeah, I'm definitely bi. When I first was like, I probably realised it's probably now as well, even now, like, still, because it's a bit weird, because obviously I have a boyfriend, so I'm a bit like, it's a bit weird, but then I look in my purse and I've got Cara Delevingne in there, and I'm like, yep, definitely like girls as well. So.
Yes. His name is Maxim, and he is from Catalonia. Yeah. And I met him in Bristol 2 months ago. So not early days, yeah.
I'm not in a relationship, no.
I have a boyfriend.
Probably, it sounds really cliche, but probably Tyler Oakley. I think because I quite liked his style generally, and I saw that he was really expressive with that and really comfortable with his own style, and I think that sort of helped me, you know, express myself and come to terms with how I want to be.
Well, I'd have to go with it does sound cheesy, but Freddie Mercury and Elton John. Because I remember as a child, you know, my parents might talk about it, or I did research online about it, and yeah, it was very inspiring to see those people, you know, just that they lived with it too, and they were gay, and still, well, Elton John still with us. So they were inspiring to me because they achieved their goals and they had a happy life.
From the TV show Buffy, there is a character with Willow and she's with Tara, and it's one of the first on-screen gay kisses, and it's just a lush relationship. You don't see anything like stereotypical or bad. It's just a really positive relationship, really. And I think that is one of the things that inspires me most. And did growing up, which made me know it was okay.
They were inspiring to me, but my friends were the people who kind of forced me out. And forcing me out meant that I fully accepted myself, because I got the support. But because I didn't know I'd get support, I didn't want to come out. It was just too big of a risk for me, but it really wasn't a risk. I'd say what I'm most thankful for is the activists and the politicians who worked tirelessly for years before I was even born to get LGBT rights in this country and in the Western world. I'm very grateful for that.
I think probably my teachers and friends. Miss Hill, my art teacher, such a star. I remember literally spending a whole 55-minute art lesson just outside crying with her, and she sat with me the whole time, didn't leave me, and was just like telling me all the good things that could happen from coming out and, you know, accepting myself. And without that and the friends that sat with me crying to her, I don't think I'd, you know, feel the same way about coming out back then.
Because she was always, yeah, my mum was always like, it's okay if you bring girls home. I don't care who you bring home as long as you're happy. For my entire life, so I've never worried about it really. I mean, mum would always support me.
I would tell them that it was a bit like a roller coaster. To start with, it was really uncomfortable, I didn't understand myself or what the word gay even meant. And then after that, it sort of, you know, I acclimatized to my sexuality very quickly, and I'm happy that I'm happy with the stage I'm at now, and I'm happy that I made that decision back then when I did.
It wasn't easy, and it wasn't me coming out. It was people helping me come out. But it didn't seem like, to me at the time, it was kind of like gossip. I was like, why are people gossiping? You know, but it never stops coming out. You meet new people all the time, and eventually at some point when you know them, you have to tell them, or they ask you about it. You just get better at it.
I've kind of given you it, like, it was more of a fact that I just realised it, and I came home and was just like, yeah. And I just tell people, it's just like, I'm bi. I don't think I've properly had, I've sat waiting for people to come home and just like, I'm going to tell them. I just kind of came in and was like, yeah, I'm bi.
It's a difficult one because everyone is different. Everyone has different families. Everyone has different friends. Certainly come out when you're ready. I'm not sure. I can't speak for other people, but I think just don't lose hope. And maybe get close to a friend, because I never got close enough to a friend to tell them.
I think take your time and explore yourself properly before you start labelling yourself and start telling other people how you feel, because at the end of the day, as long as you're happy, that's all that matters. You're not doing harm to anyone else by coming out or by acting the way you do, so just explore yourself.
Don't be afraid. It's normal. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Because love who you love, be happy with how you are. Love yourself.